Hello everyone, and welcome back to D&D with WhatTeamComp. I am your host, our chaotic DM, Uncommon Guru, back again, at it again, once again, with our good friends Aurelius, played by Zarkwarts.
Hello, I am Aurelius again, back at it again with the big sword again, gonna slap some dudes again. Probably I'm gonna sell the sword off. No, I'm not, because if I do that, then the guy will be mad at me again.
Keeps doing that. Stop it. Stop throwing it into the ocean. The ocean doesn't deserve it. Actually, it does, but don't.
Again doesn't sound like a real word to me.
It doesn't, but...
we'll be on that for a while.
Don't worry. I was cutting in. We also are joined by Genevieve, aka Fidget, played by Mary.
That would be me.
Serenity, played by the lovely Paris. Yep, ever so lovely. Once again, I've missed that, honestly. And we have Artemis, who is played by the darling Kendall.
Hello.
And we're back. It's been a hot minute. We've had a winter just kind of sweeping through and just kind of hitting everyone. We're sorry that we've been gone so long. It's just been winter and the holidays and whatnot. We hope you've all been having good holidays, by the way. For those who celebrate, happy Thanksgiving and whatnot. For those who don't, happy Thanksgiving anyway. There's food. Eat. And so on and so forth. Food. I should learn how to make my own hash browns. That's a story for another time, though. Anyways, so...
I'm teaching you after session.
No,
Okay,
it's easy.
squirreling. Let's go.
Again, excite. Who wants to recap, or should I recap?
I think I can actually recap, because I actually remember some of this stuff.
Hell yeah, go for it.
What?
I know, how dare I remember what happened last session. With the trial by the collective taken care of, the party is in a bit of a downtime, spending time in Wave Break. The fight in the tavern ended with no civilian casualties. The party seemed okay. Artemis got a chance to talk with Cameral and check in on him with everything that is going on with Molten Hold. Aurelius had a big thematic moment by throwing his great sword into the ocean after talking to the Inquisitor Paladin, before realizing the sword was not his and spending the night fishing it out of the ocean. Fidget spent time talking to her patron as he offered her a chance to have a little taste of what a warlock can do in exchange for being able to tell her some of the fights that she has to be part of. She agreed. When we left off, Artemis and Aurelius were on their way to the blacksmith. Serenity was on her way to go do some clothes shopping, and Fidget, with a new shawl made by Velinor, was on her way with him to go find Maxim.
Yes.
Ta-ta.
So, if I ask who's going to go first, everyone would be either Shadina or everyone will want to go first. So let's do one of the simpler bits. And when I say
last.
that, last.
Like, you want us to roll?
No,
Is that what
I'll call last.
No, I already figured out the order that I was going to do. Stop it.
Okay.
No worries.
I won't go last.
I was about to
That means
say.
Aurelius has to go last.
Hey,
Psychology. Sorry.
Paris.
What?
You're first.
That's why I want to go last.
Fair enough.
Paris goes first.
I don't.
Go ahead.
God. God, fucking. I don't imagine there's much to do. She's just clothes shopping, unless you decide to throw a squirrel at my head.
You're going clothes shopping.
Oh wait, Ember has a fucking penchant for popping up out of nowhere.
You did go off on your own.
He's not gonna do anything to me.
Ember will be like, you went clothes shopping and didn't invite moi.
At this point, Serena just assumes she stalks her, so like,
Well, you gotta check up your ass first. Then
Okay. Get out of there! These tricks are not for kids.
So you're going shopping, you know, as you do.
You smack it on peanut butter.
Stop it. So you're just clothes shopping, right?
Yeah. She's just looking for an outfit, mainly because fucking Zark keeps sending me clothes.
I
So
find fun images. Okay, shut up.
so you're probably doing this for like a while, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Nice even.
He's gonna be out in the street. He's gonna like fucking hit me with a paralysis dart. Joke's on you.
The wind picks up.
Okay.
Blustery seaside. You see a few people like setting up a few things, looking to be preparing for potentially coming storm. This is the first you've seen or heard of such things. You are aware of the fact that there are 3 moons out of character. In character is just sometimes the sea wants to be mean.
I was about to say, I'm like, I live in Louisiana. Sometimes the sea's just fucked.
Sometimes the sea is just mean. Pelagos is known for riding the waves and trying to skirt it around as best they can, but sometimes storms just happen.
If she sees anyone like in particular distress, like they're having issues, she'll offer assistance.
Well, there's like one or two people, and they do appreciate it. No one is like desperate. It seems to be more of a case of like the wind picks up and a few people like kind of look up and see like those like little spinny thing, like what are they called? Wind vanes.
Animals?
Like the wind vanes, where they suddenly start spinning from the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear like just like this. It's like it, not quite like an alarm, but it's more like an alert for various people as they hear just their own little things. Just people who are inside, probably peeking their heads out, looking up like, ah, damn it,
it's fucking windy.
It's fucking windy.
It's one of those things where it's like she's looking at it, it's like, okay, this makes sense, but by the same token, wasn't it just like fine out 2 seconds ago?
Not 2 seconds ago. This is a little bit more towards your shopping time. So you've got actually like a couple different outfits, various changes of clothes and such, just on hand now.
But she's just doing her usual shtick of assisting people.
Got it. And you see there's a few different people who are like either assisting others or who are like in need of help and you're just helping them along and whatnot.
Is that a question or
that's a statement.
Okay. Yes.
You had already stated that you were helping people.
You're so good. I told you there's not much to do for her.
Hold on. This is a moment. Enjoy it. As you get to a point where you kind of are not lost. It's more of a feeling like you are getting directed, almost. Not like a in your head thing, just how traffic is going. Just being clear. To where you're almost on top of a ridge of the city, and overlooking the ocean sort of view. And as you take a moment, you look out. You hear in the back of your head, the familiar, ever-present voice of it hits him, your boy,
Under.
going, what the fuck? Is someone waking up from a nap?
What do you mean by that?
Winds are windy. And it's like, can't you feel it?
I can feel the wind, if that's what you mean.
No, don't be sassy with me. Actually try and feel it. If you wish to attempt to figure out what he means by that, you may roll a charisma check.
What the fuck? Oh, for fuck's sake, I thought I opened your character sheet. Come here. Well, I didn't mean to roll with advantage, but we're starting off great, regardless.
You kind of shift and try and focus on it. Try and see what it is. And you get the sense that he gently, like, is poked something. And you kind of reach out and you touch it yourself. And it's like a shard of lightning running across your back. Goosebumps immediately standing on edge.
What the fuck is that?
And you can almost feel it, you can almost follow it. Not visible. You remember idly Artemis talking about seeing threads. Little strings of magic. This is a thread, but if it's a thread, it is more of a braid. Something bigger, almost. Something that you don't honestly know if you should be able to see what is happening. But as you follow it, you can almost visualize the storm as an entity. Almost visually see a figure in the storm. Feel small. The recognition of the vastness that is something well beyond your knowledge, well beyond your power, capacity, influence. Something that is just not omnipresent, and yet there, very realistically there, just out of visual sight, but just, you can, again, it's like not seeing it, but you can see it. You swear you can see it in the formation of clouds and storm. You can see it, but not visually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can sense it. You know it's there. You know you should see it. You don't see it, but you know it's there. She kind of tilts her head. Okay, now I'm sensing it. What the fuck is that?
I haven't felt this since the Traveler got his shtick.
The What?
Oh, you haven't heard about that shit? Man, that was wild. You know about horses? You know about any, like, creatures and shit like that like, get travel from place to place? Yeah, though some of those were said to have run under Pelagos' dominion because they were being shipped from one place to another over the oceans and such. And apparently he gave them to the Traveler so that someone else could take care of that shit. Look, it's good management, but who the fuck? As you're watching, looking out at the ocean, in the distance you see something rising out of the water. Not like massive, but it's just something. Can't get a good visual of it, but it seems to be moving across the waves for a moment, and the waves are starting to kind of not foam, but kind of get that tossed water, where it's just waves just kind of coming up and crashing down.
Dawn, curious question.
Huh?
You said I see something rising out of the water. Is it getting bigger?
Slowly, yes. Not in an approaching way. More of a moving across the water. Just kind of parallel to the shore.
Not a chance it looks funnel shaped, is there?
What? Oh. No.
There you go. Okay, thank God.
It is not it's not a water spout.
Thank God. Okay, well, still a little...
Perception check.
Alright.
Hard to tell. It's dark, and with it being the ocean, the fact that it's this big, like it's as long as a ship. But you know it's not a ship because it wasn't there a moment ago.
Oh, Victus.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm not crazy.
I mean, you're kind of crazy, but about what?
In terms of seeing something moving... Oh, so... She'll just point.
I mean, I can kind of see it. You mean that that's not really ship-shaped, is it?
No.
Why is it going... Oh, it's like doing the swim thing. Oh, what is that? Damn you and your humanoid eyes.
I'm sorry, but if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have eyes at all, now would you?
I would have eyes. I'd be in a body down in the hills where I'd be able to see all the pain and misery.
No, if it weren't for me, you'd still be in the bottle.
Potato.
We should go back in the jar.
You can't make me. I'm already out. You can't threaten me with that.
No, she's just staring at it. This is upsetting. I don't know what it is, and I want to go out and find out what it is, but it's out there, and I don't swim well.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Are you my father? No, don't answer that.
No, I'm the person sharing this room, and I don't want to die.
You wouldn't die.
No, I wouldn't die. But you dying effectively means that I'm going to be stuck waiting to come back, and that's just boring.
Huh. Actually, Don.
Hmm.
I know to some extent what I won't say telescope. Fucking spyglass. There we go. I know to some extent what a spyglass is, don't I?
Yes, but I don't imagine you have the money to just grab one, and most of the shops that would have one are closer to the shore, nearer to the ships where they'd be selling them. You're more up in the city.
It actually has a lot of money thanks to Fidget giving her part of her.
No, you're right.
Like-
No, you're right. I realized as I said it.
Like I have enough. The fuck you mean? Damn! Really, just called me poor out of pocket.
You've been poor out of pocket. Out of pocket, you've had 5 cents.
Here, I'll show you my 5 cents.
Okay. How many pennies you got?
You wearing a dress? You have pockets?
You spent
Form-
the good money while in town.
Form-fitting and functional.
If it's form-fitting, that means there are no pockets. They
You want to
sew
bet
them when to shut.
Girl, I have a tight-ass dress that's got some pockets. I don't know what the fuck you don't.
That means it's not form-fitting. Fit to the form means it accentuates the form.
I'm fat.
That is so
Everything's
fucking fat.
form-fitting. Can't get a spyglass. Honestly, she just like pulled some poor schmuck nearby and ask if they see someone swimming out there or if she's crazy.
So, you asked someone?
Yes.
roll a D2. D4 if you want to just click the button. Okay. You just ask a random person.
Yeah.
Okay, you're like, "Hey, excuse me, can you see that person?" The person turns around. They've got like that fancy overcoat, big bristling beard, tricorn hat. They turn, they look over at it, squint, look at you, look back at it, reach into a pocket, snap out a spyglass and take a peek. You actually roll what you need to do to get a person with a spyglass. Natural 20. They slowly put it down. They kind of cough into their hand. Ah! I would imagine that there would be a kraken. Don't know what it's doing so close to the shore.
Do I know what a kraken is?
You're from the north and inland.
I didn't think so, but hey. You want me to roll something with disadvantage just for funsies?
I think it's funnier that you don't know.
Fair enough. I'm sorry. Kraken?
Imagine one of the colossi. Smaller though, obviously, but in the ocean, bigger than or big as a ship, depending on the size of your ship. Known for scuttling and dragging them under. Many tendrils, big mean mouth, back full of spines and spikes and the like. Good for blending in with the coral. What's it doing on the surface? Pauses and he holds it up again. Why are there two?
I'm sorry.
You kind of peek out, and after a moment, you kind of distinctly note that there is a second shape.
Yes.
And then a third. And then a fourth. And you're not sure if they're all the same creature, but there's a number of large creatures that seem to have surfaced.
It's just the internal screaming smile.
And then there's a crack of lightning, and that connection, that magical thread, more of that magical cable that you had followed, suddenly seems to shift to the side slightly, and there's another cable that you just can kind of see. Again, not visually, but you can see it. You swear it's there, of another sort of form, figure, new threads being woven from one into the other. Like a man shaking hands with another. And as this happens, each time they seem to shake their hands in your mind's eye, you just hear of lightning striking through the sky down into the sea. And the wind picks up and almost seems to be not going from any horizontal, almost seems to be pulling upwards, vertically lifting towards the sky. With how the energy seems to just be pulling you almost towards the ocean. You're strong though, and you're able to keep yourself in place. The captain next to you just kind of shoves their foot into the ground, just kind of leans back into the wind, just like, I've never seen anything like this. In your head, Evictus is just, what the fuck is going on? How many Krakens are there? I'm not counting all that shit.
This is what I was hoping you could tell me.
Look, why would there be... Look, I'm from the Hells. I know a lot of shit. Krakens ain't one of them. Do you know anything about Krakens?
I am a farm girl.
Yeah, they might know more than me about this. This is not my expertise. Look, I know a lot. I know a lot of shit. This is not my... And there's this, all of a sudden, this boom. No lightning, no thunder, just this boom. And you can visually see the clouds in the sky split.
What is happening?
In that moment, as you're looking, that again, you can see that image, the cables and the magic, something again just beyond comprehension, something so large it seems to stretch beyond the clouds to the point that you can't feel it. As you can see that second figure hold up their arm with what you can only presume is a blade of some kind strapped to their wrist or to their arm, like an arm blade, but built in such a way that it feels like a war pick as they bring it down and it just parts the clouds. And for a blissful moment, there is complete silence as the wind stops abruptly. And then you watch as all these monstrous creatures seem to almost rise up just slightly as though looking towards the heavens. And then there's another creature that seems to suddenly breach the surface of the water, not quite as big as some of these others, but with a massive, distinct, triangular fin cutting through the waves.
What the?
And then a second one, just swimming amongst them for a moment. 1, 2, 5, 10. You can't count the minutes as you're just watching this. You can see other people like looking outside, confused. This is a storm. This is an event that's supposed to be battering at them, and it stopped. And then other people are starting to kind of look out towards the ocean, starting to see some kind of commotion. Something is going on. And as the clouds seem to pull themselves back together, as though trying to brush off what just happened, like nothing happened, the large beasts submerge. And immediately, as you can not see beneath their ever tumultuous nature, vanish. And the wind picks back up, but calm. Soft breeze, as though it was just a gentle, calm storm. And not a strange, cacophonous event. But what happened? You're not sure.
Looked at the captain. Any chance that you have an answer for any of that?
To who?
To the captain that was beside her.
He kind of looks to you, looks back. I think that's a good signal to go get a drink. He wanders off. He's like, whatever the fuck that was. I saw multiple krakens out there. The sea was calm for a second, and the sky parted for a moment. I need alcohol. That'll
Bro really
solve
said ain't
my
got nothing to do
problem."
with me.
Basically, yeah.
Just... Excuse me. Evictus,
Yeah?
how do you feel about going somewhere loud tonight?
How loud?
Loud.
You're very descriptive.
You know those old little spots that I used to tell you about that me and some of the other recruits would go to?
A
Where
bar?
we just want to drink the night away? Yes!
You've told me about... You've been to bars before. You don't have to beat
Not-
around the bush like this.
No,
What?
they're not called bars. They're not called bars. There's something else.
A tavern?
Ah,
A
the-
place where you sleep?
Best place that I'm trying to describe is whatever would be your fucking equivalent of a club.
Ah.
Because clubs and bars are actually two separate things.
Yes. Are you going to drink or are you going to party?
Party.
So you're going to find a party place, effectively. Easy enough.
Basically. She's like, no. I've seen something that I feel like was a holy little thing, and no.
Yep.
I have had enough godly things to do.
As you're walking, Evictus will give one last bit. before you can fully push it out of your mind. As he mutters in your head, that looked like a new god got ordained.
Is that what that was?
Maybe. Fuck if I know. They didn't exactly announce it with... I mean, they kind of did when the sky opened and there were krakens in the ocean, but I don't know what that means.
I could go in the water, but it's open now.
I ain't going in the water. You ain't going in
No,
the water. You can't make me go in the water. I will stop you.
I mean, how?
I will, bitch.
Arch her eyebrow, she keeps walking. She's not heading to the water.
Obviously not.
She will, like, go through the spies member to whoever could hear, because it's still a mile radius. So, I believe I just saw a godly ceremony. I'm going to go get drunk.
Would have been able to see that. We'll get to that when we get to that.
We'll get there when we get there. She's heading off to try and find a way to push this out of her head.
All right. In which case... so you're like, I'll turn this body around. Yes. In which case, the next group... Kendall, do you still wish to be last? Since we have a, we do have a kind of a hard stop.
Whatever's good for you, because I have finished eating food. That's why I had to step away.
You're good. Zark, are you also stepped away, or are you ready to go?
I'm
happy to do anything.
All right. In which case, we will go to you two real quick. So you two, we're heading to, I believe it was the blacksmith?
Mhm.
Simple enough. 1 second here. Pop it up.
because Aurelius wanted to learn how to do some techniques, and Artemis wanted to watch.
Well, first of all, I was mainly going to get smithing tools
Yep.
as like that's the major reason, but the RP surrounding that, it would probably effectively be like, all right, get the basics down. Here's your forge, here's your hammer. You do this when the metal gets hot. You do this, and don't do it too fast, because if you do, it'll actually carve the metal in the wrong direction. Oh no!
Right.
You get the idea. I'm yeah, I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie.
The blacksmith shop is a quaint little place. Looks to be run by a halfling and a Goliath. And when you enter in and whatnot, you ask for smith tools and like, yeah, I can get you hooked up real quick. Is there any particular purpose you're looking for? Or are you looking for more all-purpose sort of thing?
I mean,
Hold on, before you
this-
answer that, are you staying in town? No offense, don't need the competition. And look, it's less competition for me, more competition for my partner here. The Goliath looks at you, looks you up and down, looks to the halfling like with this look like competition.
yeah, like Aurelius is doing the same thing. He's looking at himself, and it's just like, he doesn't say it, but it's the look of, do I look like I'm the type of person to stay in one place for too long?
Some people like to settle down. Don't get me started on that bullshit.
I didn't say that out loud.
I said that.
Okay. Long and short of it is I need to, or at least my goal is to craft a great sword, and then potentially later on start work on some armor, but I want to at least get something more basic done before I even consider the complexities of making armor.
Yeah, armor can get pretty complex. I mean, if you're looking for good materials and the like, don't get me wrong, you'll be able to buy some of it around here, but honestly, if you head up north, you'll probably have a better chance of actually getting something that's, cheaper. More affordable.
It's a good thing we're heading north then.
Oh, good. Where y'all thinking of heading? One of the better places is, obviously, if you're heading towards Sayaski. If you're heading south, obviously, Molten Hold's got, like, so much iron, apparently. We've been able to get it cheap, but, you know, it's also getting a lot of iron. Jiminy Christmas. If you're looking for, like, something more special, there's Dragonsby and there's Forge Steading, but Forge Steading's a ways off.
Yeah, well, we're heading towards Dragonsby, and then hopefully after that we'll be heading towards Nereby. Places in between is a thought, a blip on my head, but mostly currently goal is Dragonsby.
Yeah, Dragonsby's a good place. Got a cousin up there. They're kind of
Yeah?
a dick, though.
So avoid them at all costs?
I mean, unless you think you can measure the cost of dealing with them to learning stuff.
It's that bad, huh?
They'll be fine.
Notably,
Yes,
he does not
excuse me.
seem fine.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to effectively make sure I've got the basics down in order to create something just on the side while I'm traveling to keep my brain occupied. Just, yeah. So anything that can help me with that, if I'm able to learn anything on that front, I'm happy with that. Just,
I mean,
I want to make a big fuck off sword, man. he says, like, gesturing to the sword he's currently using.
kind
Like,
of pauses, looks up to the Goliath. The Goliath looks you over slowly. Come on. I can see there's either no stopping you or that you're actually looking to make the big and the fuck off parts of the sword poorly. I mean, no
well, I'm not an
offense.
expert.
You're not.
That's
yes.
why I'm here.
Come on, come on.
Can I watch?
Is she with you?
Sometimes.
Is she going to help you?
Right now.
Right now, yes.
Would you like me to help?
I mean, if she wants to, I'm not opposed to it. One of the smartest people I know.
She can stay.
All right. So what is it I must do?
Motions for you to come to the back. He has a bellows set up, and he just kind of motions to you to it. Stoke the flame.
All right. Quite frankly, normally I would keep going with this.
Yep.
Head is like half empty right now. So I kind of want to
good.
skip this cutscene.
You're good. Skip.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Button when you button mash, get through the owl speech.
Oh no.
It's the tutorial cutscene. Hold on, let me just.
How do you stoke the flame? How does Aurelius stoke the flame? This isn't a roll. This is a. How does he do it?
This is actually interesting because when we did it, we used a gas forge, so we didn't really need to do that. So I actually have to think about this. Not me checking if I have any schools to do it with flare. No. Okay. Is there a flame already there, or am I just...
There's a start of a flame.
Alright, so the first thing he's going to want to do is push down on the,
Yeah, the bellows.
on the thing, yeah, to create a, enough of force to increase the strength of a flame.
Okay. Do you do so to get it a rip-roaring flame, or do you just keep it even, or do you just kind of very hesitantly do so?
The goal is to make it a medium-sized flame at this stage, and create more or potentially get more coal in there to create more heat, because the flame itself is not as important as the heat.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like it needs much in terms of coal. It's just how even are you trying to get the heat? How even do you think Aurelius would know to get the heat?
Aurelius would imagine at this stage, at least the early stages of it would be at the medium heat, and it can be easily adjusted accordingly from there.
Mm-hmm.
Either you wait for the flame to dwindle a bit, or you press the fucking thing again and it goes.
Yes.
I wonder if I've done this before. Or more accurately, if Aurelius has seen people do it before but has not actively participated.
Goliath nods all right, you have an idea. You seem to have an idea of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then he takes a piece of iron and he looks you dead in the eye and just kind of tosses it in. Not toss it actually, sticks it in so that there's just a little bit sticking out. He motions for you to just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
How can Artemis help?
You, as you're watching, after a moment, you realize the Goliath has taken a step back, and it's not instructing Aurelius. Just kind of letting Aurelius just keep pumping the bellows and keeping the flame consistent. You who've actually forged a little bit before, you can kind of nudge him to let him know when it's time to pull it out, to actually check the temperature, make sure that it's not getting to a point where it becomes white hot and sparking, which is just bad. It's not bad, you know what I mean. It's a point that it almost melts and becomes slag. And with your passive perception, no check is really needed. You can catch sight of how hot it is, just kind of peeking in, just I can see it, I got it.
Not only can she catch how hot it is, she knows roughly at what
color,
level, what color is good for molding and what color is all right, that's not going to do anything, and so on and so that type of thing. She's smart enough to know that information.
So she'll give those indications occasionally, because she's not she has witnessed and done some forging, but she's not proficient in it.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll occasionally check back with the forger.
Yep.
To make sure that yes, it's correct. That
I don't know.
From an intellectual standpoint.
I imagine the guy. It's a weird thought, but have you seen that Batman, the animated series GIF, where it just gives the thumbs up, no facial expression? I just imagine that.
Yeah. But eventually they will take it, and they will motion for you both to take a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
and will motion for you to begin just kind of pounding it flat. Doesn't seem to be any particular shape, just, he says, flatten this.
Right, so it'll want to be on the flat part of the anvil then.
Yeah.
And not the like curvy bit at the side. So get hammer, start hitting it to flatten it out, as if you're molding clay with a hammer, effectively. That's how the process is kind of gonna look like.
Yep. And
or like dough. Dough's a great example, actually.
Yep.
Like cookie dough.
Yep.
But like with a hammer. Sorry.
I'm going to make cookie dough by beating this with a hammer. But you and Artemis both take turns, and it's kind of clear who has a bit more of the strength side of it. But
strength isn't as important, I'd imagine.
Don't cut me off when I'm about to say things like that.
Sorry,
you're completely correct. It is more knowing when and how to get it molded properly. Once it's flattened as much as can be done within the heat it is, they have you put it back in, and Artemis, once again, your keen eyes are able to let him know to pull it out earlier than they had left it in for, because it being flatter heats up faster. Less surface area needed for the heat to rise quickly. And they motion for you to put it on and flatten it out further. Put it back in when it's cooled, then pull it back out. Once again, you're able to get it like consistently on the dot. When you like call it and tell it to be pulled out, you actually see the Goliath like lean their head back lightly, kind of like look down. He would look just like, all right, I see you. Okay.
I'd imagine that at a certain point, the two of them would end up just in a flow state of pure focus. It may not be like the best work on the planet, but the consistency is there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they have it, you bend it around the horn. And they have you do this, and it only takes you like maybe, between the two of you, maybe 10 minutes. And then they pick up another one, put it back in, and they have you do it again. And it's just like this curled ring. Doesn't seem to have any purpose, just seems to be made for something. If it's a piece of something else, you're not sure what. It does not look big enough to be most anything, but it's just puts it in, motions for you to do it again. And he probably has you do this like 3 times. And on the third one, they kind of motion for you to sit down, get some water, dump it over your head, because it's hot in here. It's hot. It's just like, obviously all the heat and whatnot, but let you take some water, dump it over your head if you need, and then they inspect your work.
I'd imagine if, and I'd imagine this would be something Aurelius would have done. He probably like accidentally got a burn at one point, and he's like he powered through it like a champ, but afterward he's immediately like, all right, I'm gonna need to hold like some water over there. Like,
sploosh.
Yeah. Just like, ouchies. But also, this makes sense. I'm glad I wasn't wearing my fucking plate mail when I was doing this. Actual thought that goes through his head. Probably says it out loud.
Artemis will let out a giggle and nod. Yeah, you'd probably get hurt.
Yeah. And of course,
But this
even
is
when I have a
perfect.
metal arm, I still manage to burn my fleshy hand.
Well, yeah, because you keep putting your fleshy hand into things.
It's not my fault someone put things in the way of my fleshy hand, he says, half joking.
Artemis will let out a giggle and just continue watching and motioning. She'll kind of look over at the if the forger is still watching. It's like, I used to work in a guild, so I'm kind of understand how some of this works. And then look back to Aurelius and the big honking thing.
Yep.
Hold on.
Holding.
Okay, so they're inspecting the work now. Is that
Yeah,
what's
they're
going
expecting
on?
it. Yep.
All right, cool.
When they're done, they kind of look to you. They look to Artemis. Okay, he kind of like points points to Artemis and looks back to you. Do you think she's available to remain here forever?
Huh?
I don't
What?
have any control over this walking, talking raccoon genius.
Raccoon. Kind of like looks you over for a moment, just like shrugs. Needed to be certain whether or not it was at all possible to keep you around. You have quite possibly the sharpest eyes I've seen anyone have in a while. You caught each time that it was getting to the correct point, and I respect that. Don't know how, obviously, but I suppose you looked.
I have a lot of practice. I'm not quite skilled with these tools specifically, but I know what to watch for in regards to heat. But while we're in town, I can stop by and help out while we're here. I am traveling with that one and 2 others. She points at Aurelius.
Completely fair. With her keeping an eye on the heat, if you're willing to come back again a few times, I might be able to help you out a bit more, but beyond that, you at the very least seem to know how to not put your thumb underneath your hammer, although looks to your metal arm, looks to your fleshy arm. Perhaps that's not as big of an issue, although I don't imagine crushing your thumb under the hammer would be good either way. Are you willing to come back and continue to learn? Or do you have to leave?
Okay, this is me out of character, actually. Are we gonna, like, pretty much leave as soon as we can, or are we chilling for a bit longer?
I don't know, that's up to the boss, which is Fidget.
In which case, you guys can attempt to spies Murmur or to, ask her later.
Aurelius will lightly tap the thing and just be like, "Hey, so are we planning on sticking around for much longer, or are we gonna head off soon?"
Not too long after you do that, Fidget will respond going, I don't think we got too much to do left here in Windbreak. Unless
So
you guys have
you-
something dire that need to be done like right away, and then I can wait.
It's nothing major. Guy's just offering for us to teach us more, but if I think we really should.
Aurelius. Question. And I need you to answer as just for yourself and not for the group. Okay? Do you wish to learn more?
If I had the tools available to me to teach myself as I go, with the basics down, perhaps.
Then I'm good with staying a few more days so you can actually learn a bit more.
For what it's worth, I really appreciate that.
It's like, trust me, we all have our things. It's time for you to have a thing.
I have a thing.
Besides going out by yourself, brooding in the distance while we all watch you practice with your sword.
Well, someone has to do it.
Yeah, and they call me the fucking edgy one. You and Adi have a good time, okay?
Artemis would just see this evil smile cross Aurelius's face as he goes, I remember the first time I picked up my sword.
So, are we staying in town for another week?
You hear over the spies murmur going, when you guys were talking about how long, needing to stay here longer, do you have an actual time frame so I can maybe pick up something so I'm not bored?
A week?
Uh,
Maybe 2? It takes a little
really?
while for these skills to hammer in. You would hear Artemis chime in over the spies murmur.
Oh, I can find something to do in that time. That's no problem. I was wondering if it was like a month, 2 months, but yeah.
Aurelius looks over to the smith and he basically goes, how long do you think it'll take to get the basics down to a mechanical level?
I'll be real with you. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes commitment. If you're willing, I can run you through it as quick as possible. Understandably, that will mean it'll be more intense. Looks to the both of you. Can you handle that?
I'm assuming up by sunrise.
I expect you dressed and ready before the sun rises.
I can do that.
Not today. Sun's already risen today. You hear a little oh, storm. People won't be out here anyway, so I suppose I can run you through this stuff for a little bit longer if you want.
Alright. Let's see if I can't grab food and water on my way in. So that we don't necessarily have to leave the workshop all too often.
He waves his hand. That's my partner's job. Your job will be working. Resting when needed, but working. Both of you.
Alright.
We'll be running you through the ringer. But by the end of it, we'll see. Confident in my skills, I'm confident in her eyes. This is just a test, though. Test run. Motions to the rings that you guys had been hammering. We'll see how you can actually do. We'll motion for you to begin actually banging out a little bit. After a little bit, you're doing stuff. You're starting to kind of, again, it's just basic stuff, just like explaining little bits. And you just hear, what the fuck, from the front room. You guys go and investigate. Your instructor definitely peeks up and kind of looks between you and the door and kind of goes off to go and see what's going on.
Artemis will peek around the corner, but she's kind of keeping more of an eye on Aurelius, so she's kind of looking at her periphery.
Aurelius will note there is a disturbance. If there is screaming or fighting, then I'll worry about it. Until then, man said dedication and focus. I'm going to prove my dedication.
All right. Are you going to take a peek, Artie?
Yee.
Okay. You head to the front room. You take a peek out. You can see the storm and the winds and such. And as you kind of follow along, you can see that the halfling is like holding on to the doorframe while the Goliath just kind of steps out like into the wind, like gets up, just wham, face full of it, as they just kind of just stand there, unmoving, unflinching, just kind of looking out, kind of like looks between them and something in the distance, and he seems to cover their eyes, not their eyes, they're like scope their eyes, you know what I mean, hands around their eyes to see better. They kind of pauses and leans forward like, what the fuck? And you step out. With your passive perception, you can easily make out these creatures that have surfaced on the surface of the water. You, being more from Denziel, may have actually heard about these sort of creatures. You may roll a nature check.
Ew,
Alright,
animals.
Ew, animals.
I'm gonna step away for a bit.
No worries.
Just assume that Aurelius is
bang, bang, banging.
Yeah, and if there's a scene without him, he's either at the hotel training with the sword or training with the smith, effectively.
Gotcha.
Those will be the three major places. Anyway, I'm gonna go quickly get some iced coffee, because if I don't, then I'm going to die.
Go.
This headache is killing me.
Go.
Be gone. I got a 7.
So, you look out with a 7. Kind
For a nature check.
Yep. They're kind of spiny, spindly sorts. Creatures that
I
are
don't like
weird. They're not... In the ocean, you imagine things to be like fish-shaped. And things that aren't fish-shaped tend to be things like the things that, tried to jump on the boat. Those aren't friendly fish-shaped. Those are fish-shaped. And these things are fish-shaped. Except for turtles. Turtles are good to see. In fact, there's one right over there. That's a big turtle. Why can you see the big turtle? That's a very
Why
big
is it a big turtle?
Yeah,
How
why
big
is
is the turtle?
almost as big as the other creature that has surfaced, which, as you're kind of processing, you realize all of these creatures that you can currently see are about the size and length of boats. Big creatures.
That's a big turtle.
That's a very big turtle. But there's also something else because of your passive perception being so high. There's 2 sounds. One almost seems to be a sound of almost... It is a strange mix between the call of a creature and chanting. That seems to be brought
What is the
on the wind.
language?
It is a mix between Draconic and Primordial. 2 different voices, 2 different words patterns. Not all of them are equally heard. Do you speak either language?
No, the only funny language that she speaks is Sylvan.
It's all good. But yeah, no, just... You can hear them chanting is the best way to put it.
She kind of presses on the spice murmur. Do any of you speak Draconic or Primordial?
Is that what? That's literally what you get. Just what?
There's chanting outside. It's a mix.
I don't speak either of them, but I can tell you exactly what's speaking.
There's a big turtle.
Turtle!
It's a very, very large turtle.
Oh, that was the best little response to it. Just like, there's a turtle.
Hell, I'm seeing krakens, alright.
What makes
Oh,
it
is that
better
what those spiny things are called?
What makes it better is out of character. I know the big turtle.
My favorite! Get it in!
I made the big turtle.
Give it here!
Okay, there's a big turtle, and there's krakens. The nose-shaped things. The spiny nose-shaped things. I don't like seafood. I don't look at it that much.
I feel like in this scenario, you would be the food, or at least a very light snack.
You underestimate my determination to eat.
I'm going to
Kinda
withhold my immediate first thought.
I'm no
Yes,
longer
you are included in that.
Bye.
It wasn't even Daddy, but sure! Unfortunately, I speak giant, but that does not mean that I can speak to all things that are giant.
Alright, she's gonna let go and then press it so that it talks to other people outside of their small group that also have spice members. Do any of you speak Draconic and Primordial?
I know at least.
Yeah, now it's time for Comp to pull out the other character sheets to see.
The Goliath.
Valinor just literally right next to you, like, yep, what? I mean, the Goliath speaks giant. Goliath speaks primordial.
The Goliath, as I was saying, kind of glances at you, looks back to the ocean. Why are they speaking like that?
I'm not sure. I don't speak that language. Do you?
One of them.
I know what they are. I just don't know the words. So you speak Draconic or Primordial?
Primordial. Spent a stint with some of them.
Please tell me it was a Red Genasi.
They're not chanting something complex, thankfully, so I can make out what it is, but... One second here.
Hey, I have a curious question. Can I overhear, like, the Goliath talking through
No,
Artemis's end?
Unless
Okay.
she's
No,
projecting it, yeah.
She's not projecting it, and when she's having conversations with other people that are not in the thing, she does not have it on.
Yep.
Fair enough. I just wanted to be sure, because I know you said you were projecting to all, and so I'm like,
No, she's not projecting. She was talking to everyone on the thing.
Yeah. Yes, unfortunately.
Did not say projecting.
Unfortunately, some of those other people were not within a mile.
Okay.
Which is why I gently was like, thankfully I have someone who speaks primordial right here.
Excuse me. Fucking unmuted just a burp. I'm sorry. I speak when it came on.
You're good.
I can. Once it is around the end is when somebody would say anything, but other than that, I'm just here.
We're not back to your scene yet.
Yes. Don't worry. We'll get there.
I didn't know what was happening. My mother
I'm
rushed into the
typing
room.
a thing.
Oh no.
I'm making sure that what is said is typed up so you guys can read it later. As he recites bits of what he is able to make out. Praise the wave treader. Welcome, Karkaro, the shark, new god of Leviathans. Second, so I can actually make sure that the name is spelt right. You are rushing.
Why did you have a lisp?
Because I wanted to have a lisp. Why do you think I have a lisp?
I'm waiting for you to bite yourself.
Nom 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 nom. Everything is still pulling up slowly.
Rip.
Where is da boy?
Are you looking up how to spell Kakaro?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I spelled it right. I just want to make sure.
It's in Saturday thing if you need to look at it.
Ah, good. I would have accidentally spelt it wrong. Only one H.
Is it C-A-C-H?
C-H-A-C-H-A.
Oh, okay.
C-A-R-C-H-A-R-O.
I'm spelling it how you might spell cacophony.
And at that moment, as he finishes saying that, the sky splits and the waves calm, the winds become completely silent. And he kind of like leans back, looks over to you, looks back to the waves, and looks back to you. Is like, I didn't do that.
I didn't think you did.
You never know with some people.
Yeah, but I don't like to assume.
Good.
It's impolite,
Good.
and it can also get you into a lot of trouble.
True. What the fuck?
She'll kind of press the visor again. It said, "Praise the wave treader. Welcome, Kokoro, the shark, new god of Leviathans." And she's saying this to Fidget, Aurelius, and Serenity.
I have a feeling that goes right over Fidget's head.
Anyway, that happened. She's gonna go back to helping Aurelius do blacksmithing things.
Yep. On that note, you will probably...
I've been muted, son of a bitch!
You're fine. Be heading back into... continue the forging, although there will definitely be little bits of curiosity, I'm sure, about what all just happened. Although you do get
She's
one
gonna
last bit
talk
from...
about it.
Yep.
She's gonna talk about it with the blacksmith, and occasionally ask questions that he can't answer, but it's all very. She'll look into it later.
Of
Serenity
course.
does mention just offhandedly of, so that was the christening of a new god. For once, Evictus was right. So this Lisa.
She'll look over at the blacksmith. And she'll look over at the blacksmith. Apparently, it's the christening of a new god.
Kind of like looks at you with this kind of expression that it doesn't say, but it's also this look of just like, how the fuck? You know what? I'm not going to question it. I have better things to worry about.
She'll kind of make a very vague gesture. I tend to be a bit of an encyclopedia sometimes, so I apologize.
You're fine. Just not what I was expecting. I'm gonna focus on what I know. That sounds incredibly intelligent. That's just... yeah.
I'm sure. And she will get back to helping Aurelius with the fire and the metal and the stuff.
Yes. In which case, we can move over to Fidget.
Hello.
So, Fidget.
Yes. She's on her way with Eleanor.
Yep. Velinor helps lead you through the city, kind of like looking to the sky every now and then with a look that's just kind of like processing.
Should I be worried, Eleanor?
It might rain later. Best you keep it inside if you're considering going anywhere.
I'll
Go
be
quick.
honest, I haven't a fucking clue what Maxim's got planned.
If he was planning to have any kind of meaningful meal, I would imagine that will be done inside with the weather. Though, with the view of the ocean, that still might be problematic. Just place a hand on your shoulder. I'm sorry that I'm wrapped up in some of this, and if this is awkward in any way, I understand. I'm just trying to help.
You helping me follow the whole, buddy system rule thing that we got going on.
Of course. When I leave you, do you want me to see if I can find Serenity to try and keep up the buddy system?
That would be a good idea. I know she was going shopping. For all I know, Emba could have found her.
True, but relying on Ember to show up where you want her to show up is like asking for Sparks to actually catch tinder when it's wet.
It's Emba. She probably could actually do that.
Don't remind me. Well, she shouldn't be able to do that.
He's a little firebug.
I appreciate a good firebug. Appreciate a good fire. I don't know how she does what she does. It concerns me.
Fidget gives a full body shrug going, I'm still learning what I just learned. So anything magical, it just kind of happens.
Take your time with it.
Oh, before we go too far out of character, can we say that before they left, Fidget told her patron which evocation she'll be
Yep.
taking?
I figured
Okay.
that was something you were considering.
Yeah, so the one that you and I discussed will be the one she'll be taking.
Gotcha.
Anyway, back to the thing.
Of course.
We were talking magic, and I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yes.
But yeah, Fidget will kind of just shrug a little bit more, going, I'm learning new things, and I'm learning them quickly.
It's honestly impressive. Truly.
Well, I was given stuff to hurt people, and that's kind of what I'm good at. So, you know.
You and I both know you can do more than just that.
I know. Like, you're better than just healing people. I know. It's almost like with 3-dimensional people or something. Ooh. She, like, kind of does, like, an over-exaggerated, sarcastic wiggle of her hands.
Ah. Ah.
So, where's the map say we got to go next?
Over here.
Okay.
See that building? Head inside. You should be seated at the table.
She'll stop for a moment and, like, look down at her clothes and, like, brush off them just a little bit, like, oh, I need to look a little more respectable. Like, try to dust off her black clothes a little bit before heading inside.
In which case he will turn into a bird and fly off. How soon or how late he finds Perisu is irrelevant at the moment. He's around. But you walk in, and it's a quaint little place. Not too busy, not too, like, crowded and anything like that. But there's a little booth off to the side with a bit of a view of the ocean. Maxim is just kind of like just tapping their thumb, just like wiggling back and forth. Seems to be humming to themselves.
She'll kind of walk over to the table and wave as she does, going, I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
No, definitely not. Sit. Sit, 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 sit.
I'm sitting, Maxim. She laughs as she sits down.
I don't do stuff like this. I don't know how to be polite about it. I just am excited.
Trust me, this is new territory to me too.
I mean, not fair. Definitely not fair. But, like, understandable because, well, Corvin.
It was all through the collective, so nothing like fancy.
I'm sure that the collective has fancy stuff. I mean, you saw how the man looks. He's got a lot of fancy stuff. I'm supposed to talk about that in public, right? That's like, no.
Yeah,
We're not going to change the subject. By the way, you look great.
Do you like the new shawl? Velinor made it for me.
I do. He's quite crafty. I never would have guessed it of him. Then again, I'm sure you never would have guessed it of you that you'd be here in a place like this, relaxing.
What does that word even mean?
To not worry for half a God's given moment.
Okay, now, second question. Do you know how to relax?
What does that mean?
Exactly.
He smiles and just gently nudges at you. Look, we'll find a way to relax as much as we can. Hell, if we figure out how we can relax, we might be able to help the others learn how to relax.
Good luck with that.
Is that a challenge? I will friendship the hell out of them.
I don't know if you're gonna actually scare them away with aggressive friendship, Maxim.
Who said I was trying to scare them away? I'm trying to make them worry for my mental well-being with how much I will aggressively give it affection and care.
They're going to worry about both of us in that regard, I think.
Let them worry. As long as they're actually unwinding and relaxing and such.
I think that's what they're doing right now. Aurelius is learning a skill, finally. And, Serenity went clothes shopping. Which I am very glad she did not invite me along to do.
Being fair, you would look good in anything.
Hmm.
Oh, you're right. I suppose that if they tried to dress you in bright neon yellow with completely gem-encrusted skirts and hard leather boots. You know, the type that make you go click-clack every time you walk everywhere.
Oh shit, are you talking about like heels and shit? No.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bad mental image. Bad mental. No. No,
You'll
no,
be
no, no, no.
fine. Breathe. Breathe. You'll be fine. I wouldn't put you in those. Serenity, on the other hand, I don't think she'd put you in those. She cares too much about your mental well-being. Although she might ask you if you would at least try some, like, one of the
Color?
ones. Color? Maybe. I think red's a good look on you.
Is it because you've made me fucking blush?
Got it in one.
Ah, okay.
A server comes by and is like, would you like anything? Yeah, there was this meal that you had mentioned to me earlier, where you apparently boiled vegetables. We boil them in oil, yes. Yeah, whatever the hell that is. Can we get some of that? Certainly.
Oh, that actually sounds fucking good.
Would you like anything to drink?
Just water, please.
We have just water, not a problem. Would you like that with a side of any kind of sauce or anything like that? You have sauces? What is that? You dip it. You dip it? What? Looks at you with this look, just like, this is a first for me. You heard about this?
Maxim, I think you might have picked one of the, what people call a fancy restaurant.
Oh! I didn't know. Kind of looks up.
Which sauce do you recommend?
Yeah, that. Well, we have one that is well, I'll bring you out a few so you can try them. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, actually.
Not a problem. And they wander off to the back and kind of leans forward, just like, listen, I knew it was slightly fancier. I have never heard of dipping sauce.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, the concept is easy. You dip it. But like, how long does the sauce last? Normally you put the sauce on like a
probably
meat.
gone.
Probably. Like, normally you take the sauce and you like put it over a meal. You don't like dip something in it. You put it on top of the thing.
I mean,
Why would you
maybe
dip
it's
it?
the same. Maybe it's the same concept, and it's supposed to be like a finger food.
You know, I've seen street vendors that do stuff like that. But like, again, you don't dip it. You just have it like wrapped in stuff.
Well, new experiences all around today.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, I'm game if you are.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah. You're really here.
I wouldn't have missed it.
I mean, if Velinor didn't give you the information, then you might have. But you know, I can trust Velinor. He has.
Of all people, he's one who actually just dropped me off and didn't find themselves a table to watch.
You're thinking of. I don't think Aurelius would, unless he was with Ember.
They probably want to supervise, make sure I don't do anything too stupid on a date.
You're with me. Mission failed.
I don't see that as something stupid.
Very stupid.
I beg to differ.
We're gonna be begging for a while.
Maxim,
Hmm.
consider your phrasing.
I have no idea what you mean by that.
Good. Keep yourself innocent.
Kind of squints at you.
They got it.
I don't know. I know.
I knew.
You
I
all
know.
know. He's confused.
The moment he squints at her, she just gives the most shit-eating but innocent grin she could at him.
You're up to something. I don't know what, but you're up to something.
I ain't the one who talked about me begging.
Yeah, but because you said, yeah.
Think about it, Maxim.
I don't want to anymore. I'm going to avoid thinking about it to spite you on this.
Okay. We can change topics.
Sorry about the weather. I can't control it, obviously, but, like, it's picking up faster than I thought. You can hear a little... He's like, looks over like, whoa, picked up fast.
Well, Velinor said that if we're gonna be doing anything else today, to probably do it inside.
Yeah.
Because of the rain.
You actually see that the shopkeep kind of moves over and like has this they don't have windows, they have like boards that have been propped open with a stick.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of push it out and just close it. Kadak, 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 kadak. As they get to one point though, they're like starting to, and they kind of pause and just kind of stare out and they kind of go, ooh. And then they get a face full of seawater, like, close it. Max kind of glances over at him, looks at you, glances over at him, looks at you. We can be nosy, but, like, should we?
Well, maybe they need help, and we're just being helpful citizens while waiting for our food.
All right. Oh man, that took so much convincing. He says as he walks over. Anything I can help with? And like, if you can drop some of those down, that'd be great. Just don't stare too long out the window. It's a bad omen. Okay. I glance over at you. We're closing the windows. And
Fidget
taking
gives a
peek.
nod and just kind of, okay. You want to start one side, I start the other?
Yeah. You guys
Okay.
close a couple of the windows. As you like get to a point, you start to kind of look out. You see in the distance those forms, and you can hear Artemis asking questions and discussing bits of it. As you see these creatures, and you're much closer, so you can actually see like there's. It appears there's like two different kinds of turtles. These other beasts that Artemis called krakens, and then you can see like the fins of great creatures, which Max kind of leans forward when he sees one. Is like, is that a fucking shark? And it like comes more out of the water, not the whole shark, the fin, and it kind of goes, why can I see the fin from the shore?
That's a big fucking shark.
That's a big fucking shark. That's a lot of big fucking creatures. What the fuck?
Should we be concerned?
Close the window.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Close the window and kind of there's like a little latch to kind of like lock it into place to prevent from like thumping. Wind pushing it up and down. Open and closed.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then he kind of pauses to take another look and just be like, what? And then Artemis fills you in on the little bits up till praise the wave treader, welcome Karkaro, the shark, new god of Leviathans, and then wind miraculously becomes completely still. The ocean seems to become calm to the point that Maxim and you are like getting ready to close like the final windows, and you both are just standing there for a moment, just staring out, and have a very beautiful view of these massive creatures. And from where you can stand and see them, they all at that moment seem to turn their heads and look up towards the sky for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this moment of just massive, absolutely perplexingly grand creatures seeming to almost pay respect. And then one by one they dive their heads down and sink back into the ocean. The wind pulls back up again, but gentler. And Maximus slowly just kind of closes the window and latches it in place, just kind of looking over to you with this look that just kind of says, "Huh?"
So, according to Adi, a new god just came to be.
How? Don't answer that. I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah, somebody called Kakaro the shark.
I
That
ain't
might
heard about
explain
that.
why he was so big.
I would explain the shark, yeah.
But yeah, he's the god of the Leviathan.
God of Leviathans, big creatures.
That doesn't explain the turtles.
Leviathan turtles?
Oh, that could be it. Wait, those are a thing?
There's, actually, let's see if he knows about one type of giant turtle. That's cocked. Oh, we do. Yeah, like dragon turtles and whatnot are a thing. And there's like a few other types that are, you know, massive, big turtles.
So all the more reason not to actually like being on the ocean. Good to know.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I've already drowned twice almost drowned twice thanks to the ocean, so.
It could be worse.
Well, I
Better,
mean, one was
really.
on the way getting here.
Excuse me.
Bless you. And I had to deal with sharks, so, you know. A giant fucking god shark in charge of giant fucking creatures. No fucking thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
We sit back down and we just nod slowly.
maybe they've been waiting to bring out the food because we weren't at a table, but we were helping.
Yeah, and they kind of motion you, and they, as you guys arrive back at your table, they're bringing out a few various fried, excuse me, a few different fried vegetables and the like.
Tempura vegetables. Basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
With little bits of dips to them. There's like fried pickles, fried carrots, etc., etc.
Fidget looks at everything kind of going, you know, Maxim, you got good taste. In food, at least. Girlfriend's still up in the air.
I mean, you know. I'm sure we.
She just smiles at him, kind of going, both of us can be assholes.
Stop.
She'll pop one of the fried pickles into her mouth before waving at it, her mouth quickly going, it's fucking hot. Careful.
Yeah.
The fresh.
Yeah. Did you think they weren't gonna? Yeah, never mind. You threw it right in your mouth. So yeah, you probably did think that it was just gonna be like a easy case of doing exactly that. Stares you right in the eye, picks one up, scoops up a little bit of dip, pops it in their mouth. Ah, it's hot.
Fucking told you.
The sauce helps.
You know, I completely forgot that we asked for those. She'll go and take another one and dip it, kind of going, you know, I think I understand the whole appeal of dipping sauces now. Completely new topic. I might need to talk to my ma at the tavern, see if she has anything like that or if she wants to put it on the menu. Because this is good.
Yeah. You know?
Did I tell you that my mom and little brother are in town? I feel like I didn't tell you.
In town?
My ma works for Von Sterling's tavern in town,
What the hell?
but she's not like
Not
me.
in.
She's not in. She just works the tavern, and my little brother is a paladin who is staying at the tavern.
Fucking okay then.
Trust me, I'm still processing it myself.
Huh. Tell you what.
He's about your height too. It's so weird.
No kidding. Give me just a moment. I need to go do something real quick.
Okay.
1 second. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Sark also has a question for you in the Discord.
Oh no.
Voice chat.
Oh no. Questions.
It's nothing bad.
Oh,
It's
I know.
nothing
I know
bad.
it's nothing bad. Just questions. Will the smithing be from sunrise to sunset? That is the idea, yes. Gonna really be pushing you to the full extent. And then some.
But yeah, Fidget's all too happy to let Aurelius, quote unquote, spread his wings and find something for himself to do.
Of course.
So, if need be, she will be up before him and pushing him out the door. But anyways. Back to the two awkward nerds on a date.
Yes. He's my height and a paladin.
And apparently kind of high up as a paladin.
Huh.
Yeah, and the boy's only 17 too. Though I did make sure to warn him and Ma that Dad's also in town. That didn't seem to make them very happy. I don't think there's going to be a family reunion where there's going to be a bunch of hugging and tears.
Yeah.
Seeing as the little brother made sure that his order would not tell old Dad where he was located when he left.
Yeah.
And Ma's been gone for a year and a half. And my dad didn't know where she was.
That is... Yeah.
So... yeah.
Jeez. Your family dynamic is about as crazy as mine.
You never did tell me about your family.
I
Are you an only child? Do you have any siblings?
got siblings. I just... haven't talked to them in a long while.
Well, I mean, I can't really talk about, good family dynamics, because obviously...
Yeah, good family dynamics.
Between my ma and little brother, yeah. My dad
Yes.
and I'm surprised neither of us has tried to hit each other. I'm well aware I
deserves
have
it.
my dad's I'm well aware I got my anger issues from my father.
Max kind of looks away just like he deserves it.
I mean,
I'm not wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm trying to be nice on the subject, and I really don't know why.
You're trying to be a peacekeeper in that regard. Nothing wrong with that, but at the same time... have I met him yet? I think I looked at him and I completely glossed over him to prevent myself from seeing if he was in fact as good as he thinks he is.
You were in the warehouse when he showed up, but you've been keeping your distance.
Yeah, because I would probably put my boot so far up his ass that I could floss his teeth with my toes. Do not get a mental image of that.
I wasn't going to till you told me not
Don't, no, don't do it.
to. You told me not to, now I'm going to.
No! This is real good. Hey, is this not the main course? This looks like it's finger food. Like-
Yeah, I don't think this is the main course. I've
The
heard of
waitress
something
steps
called
back. This is a taste tester.
Oh, that thing. We should probably figure out main course then. Luckily, I have ways of making it so you don't have to read the menu to me, Maxim. So that's good, at least.
Yeah. They have a lot of images of it's like meticulously hand drawn, like remarkably well hand drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And after a bit, you're able to order some food and just enjoy some actual time with Maxim. Just getting to relax and breathe and feel good. It's been a while since you felt like just this much unwound and relaxed.
She's not on the run. She's not having to work. She gets to just be.
It's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, as you are taking some time post consumption of food,
Mm-hmm.
you guys
Did
take
you-
a walk on the beach.
I was gonna say, if you didn't say something right away, I was gonna have Fidget ask if you had anything else planned.
Yeah, nope, just walk on the beach.
It's that image of both of them with their pants rolled up, shoes in one hand, holding hands with the other.
Yeah.
I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm just muting my mic every now and then because partner's also talking to people on a voice chat, and I don't
Understand.
trust her not to suddenly laugh like a maniacal maniac. Yeah, but I heard you from the car when I was coming home.
That be Bubba.
I love how indignant she
Aw.
sounds.
I mean, yeah, fair. But would you like to pause that bit on that note?
I'd like to say that once they're done walking on the beach, she would ask Maxim to go with her to the bookstore.
Absolutely. I imagine you want to pick out a few things.
A few things, but we can discuss what she picks out later.
Yeah, you can DM it to me and we can have it
Yeah.
figured out there. No worries there. Easy enough.
We can pause with Fidget there.
So, you all take care of yourselves for the evening. Serenity goes club hopping. Finds the first few places that are dance clubs and whatnot. Spends the rest of the night in a fight club.
In a fight club?
In a fight club.
And she didn't invite me?
You are
You're
fortunate.
busy!
Well, you said evening. I assume that's after sunset.
Leading up to and after sunset, only because there is definitively a point where, as you are in the fight club doing your stuff, one of them gets in a lucky shot and just completely knocks you the fuck out.
What?
Granted, it's someone who had definitely been knocked out by you twice before.
Someone wake me up, we going again.
They put steel under the glove.
Oh, fuck. I'm surprised at no point Velinor ends up finding me, poor thing.
Yeah. I don't know why. In my head, I just imagine this really... Have you guys seen that Robert Downey Jr. fucking Sherlock Holmes movie?
The whole discombobulate fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just
love it.
imagine that for some reason. That it it's not Serenity at all, but that's what I see.
Serenity
Or wake-
discombobulates him like twice, and then he
I
finally
would
gets
wake up to a. Do I wake up to a bird on my chest? Because again, Veldor is looking for me, and I doubt he won't be able to find.
You wake up to
You know-
Bean on your chest,
Bean Bean.
and a
Where
bird
the
next
fuck
to
did you get here?
And the bird is next to you.
Look at the bird. Starts. She like opens her mouth, stops, spits to the side. When did you get a friend?
Bean Bean is always there.
Always.
Always.
Fuck.
The bird seems like take a step back, and then it seems to slowly get bigger. And you're like, man, must have got knocked the fuck out. I'm still dreaming, but no, that's definitely a hive, Eleanor.
Just looks up at him. Damn, I thought the punch knocked me out, not killed me, 'cause suddenly I'm seeing angels. What's up?
I think we need to knock you back out. I think your definitions got scrambled there. You are the angel. I am making sure you didn't have a concussion, which you might have. Open up your eyes. Look at me. Look up. Look down. Stick out your tongue and say, ah.
Nah. Did I pass the exam, Doc?
There you'll live.
Sit up. Also, by definition, I am a fallen angel.
Where'd you fall from?
There are many places. Which one do you want?
The footstool?
Your bed.
The bed, the roof, the stairs. The church at one point.
What point?
I got dared to climb the roof, and the
cart.
I got dared to climb the roof at one point, and the roof tiles were not properly placed. They slipped. I slipped with them.
Clump.
Fact, I can crack concrete with my head.
Don't do that.
No, you should prove it.
Kendall over here like, bet.
Listen, I'm tired. Y'all are getting unfiltered now.
Kendall EP says she doesn't care anymore.
The missile is EP.
The missile is EP. Therefore, logic not driving no more.
You're fine.
She sits up. With, I'm assuming a little help from Eleanor. She's probably still a little tilted.
On the plus
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
people didn't seem to be completely understanding of what I was doing. The only thing is they still acknowledged me, and he holds up a little bag, and this little jingle.
Oh, you actually joined? You joined and I missed it!
No, I bet.
On who?
Your competition, obviously. That's why I won so much money.
He
Is the
had to
sarcasm
attack.
coming through enough?
No, but I'm also been smacked with. He had to have metal in his gloves.
You think that he cheated?
Okay, after so many times being punched ceaselessly by men much stronger than him, yes. I've been hit with metal gauntlets before. That usually knocks me out. Fists, not so much.
When you get hit 17 times in the face because you can't block with your hands,
I reckon
you're
it's 20.
eventually going to go down.
Fine. Just like pouts.
You're usually really good at blocking. You just hear in the back of your head, I wasn't helping, I was watching.
To be fair, I'm good at retaliation more than blocking, but I do appreciate that regardless. Wait, do you think in those fights that when I don't take damage, it's because I'm blocking?
Why wouldn't it be? They're usually much more either blocking or flighty about it. And when you're stuck in a confined circle with your heel against a knife, you don't tend to go very far.
I've heard of those fights. Those sound fun. Unfortunately, that's not legal here.
That's literally what you were doing last night.
Fuck, maybe I mixed too much alcohol. Okay.
You might have had a bit of alcohol, yes. You had something that they called the Standing Sailor, which the sailor on the bottle was upside down.
So what? Are you here to pick me up then?
Oh, it was Buddy's system. I was making sure you were okay. And if anyone tried to mess with you, I pecked him.
Yeah.
One of them didn't get the memo.
So what? You proceeded to continue pecking?
Bite him.
Well, there was a bear in the establishment for about 15 minutes.
Oh?
And then there wasn't. The owner of the establishment said I did a great job. Would have loved to hire me, but unfortunately it would have been unbearable.
I hate
Oh my god!
Wait, what?
you.
Can we all make an intelligence save before taking psychic damage for that one?
I think y'all just failed and took psychic damage if you're all like, boo, that was a good fucking joke.
Hold on, I need to roll with disadvantage because it hurts so much.
It's a wisdom save.
Unfortunately, I have to bear it. No comments, no snarky remarks. You're lucky.
What I've done so far.
And it just covers her face and just stares at him. You and these puns. Oh, I can't wait to get this entire group home. You in particular will be having fun. You and my father are going to get along just fine. And it's going to be hell for the rest of us. Oh, what time is it, come to think of it?
Dawn.
Uh-oh. I can't hear anything.
No, Dawn.
There we go. Looks over. I left about mid-afternoon.
You were hopping bars for a while.
Oh, boy.
Okay, just to help me, what's the timeline? I might be a bit lost. I'm sorry.
So, after what happened on the ocean happens,
Yeah.
Right.
Had, like,
the three of you go home. Bellinor basically tells you guys, "Hey, Serenity passed out. Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on her. She was just having a lot of fun."
Okay. All right.
And then,
Cause I'll get to that later.
because this is just basically a blip before we kind of segue into, because this is downtime. This is not stuff where every day needs to be run out, but
Yeah.
this is just a little bit of fluff of Serenity going to a fight club and being like, "Ow," with Bellinor.
Yeah.
Keeping continuity,
Alright,
if you will.
yeah.
Right now, you and Artemis are going to go blacksmith things.
Right. Okay. I will say that one night Aurelius will probably want to investigate what was actually going on outside and just
Sure.
ask people.
Serena will come with, dude. She wants to know.
Yeah, that's for later though.
Yeah,
And also late night walkies.
you're good.
I'm curious. I do not have the brain power for looking into that right now.
Understandable.
Because there's, again, we're going to be moving forward 2 weeks. I'm going to give you guys the basic gist. Would you like to know out of character what just happened?
I know out of character what
You know.
just happened.
Yes. Would everyone else like to know?
I would love to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mary also knows because I've told her as well. So, there is
I might head up to
a time-honored tradition that I personally love to employ, where if I do a little campaign sort of thing, if I feel that the character would fit in a setting that I have, I elevate them to godhood. Karkaro was from a short campaign, but a campaign all the same, of a fallen Azmar who became god of the ocean and helped a number of other people fight a god of war that had way too many god bits to him. And so I was like, he makes sense that the god of the ocean would want someone to help take care of the leviathans of the sea. Someone to help keep an eye on them because, well, it's a big fucking ocean. And so I was like, well, you guys have been near the ocean for so long, you guys would get to kind of see some of the events of just the storms of the ocean, which happened all over the world, all at the same time. All of this was happening. And then that moment of just, he has been accepted, he is now Karkaro, god of Leviathans.
All right.
For the characters,
Yeah.
the
I was good.
the name Karkaro and god of Leviathans is mentioned by a number of people. There are also a number of people who state that while they are resting, and such, some of them wake and they say they have dreams of a man, part shark, part man, larger than life, speaking of the great oceans and of the taming of the waters. And some of them are beginning to speak as though they are not necessarily prophesizing, but more speaking of, like on like a shoebox on the corner, about this new entity.
Okay.
It's not hard to find information. You can hear it even while you're working in the blacksmith shop. You can hear some of it as people are just kind of speaking it, passing by.
Okay, so I imagine one night at the docks, Aurelius will just go out and be like, Kakaro, I wish to speak to thee.
And they're just
you
watching
drunk?
the background like, you fucking idiot.
Apparently he is.
No,
Apparently
he's not.
Aurelius is
He's
drunk.
not.
He's not drunk. He's not. He wants to. He's like, I wish to make an offering, and he will pour his holy water into the sea. Have a little sip, a little glug glug. Anyway, that's about it. See ya. Aurelius turns around, dejected, and he's like, man, like, I knew the gods were real, but I've never got to actually meet or speak with one. I thought maybe this was my opportunity.
Oh, poor thing.
This is a sad day. He doesn't say that, but it's
Obviously.
implied.
Can I say I followed him out here, actually?
Yes, absolutely.
She just looks at
I
him.
imagine
I
the
mean,
whole
maybe you
group's
need to.
just watching.
Maybe you need to get
Fidget's
into the
back at
water.
the house reading.
Yeah, you're reading that, right?
Yeah, I'm reading.
Yeah.
So Fidget's not with you guys.
Yep.
So he just points out maybe you need to get into the water to meet him.
I'm not doing that again. It
It's
was
just
bad
you two
enough.
again.
It was bad enough as it was when I dove in looking for the great sword.
Well,
Do you know
Yep.
how much coral there is down there?
well,
I cut myself like 6 times on my thigh alone.
she gives Aurelius her satchel. No guts, no glory. She'll dive in.
This motherfucker, and he'll like dive in after her as well.
It's more so just a calm evening in the water. Nothing feels like it is given / taken away. There is a flicker of something. I'll say, Aurelius, roll me a charisma check.
Oh my god, I'm rolling a Riz check. Oh my lord. Okay.
Riz indeed.
You feel like you have you made an offer and you're like, I want to talk to you, but no one comes to talk, but you still feel like you were heard and you were acknowledged.
Hmm.
Want to message you something?
Alright. But anyway, while he's in the water, Serenity will notice that Aurelius is spending a lot of the time looking at the stars. Potentially, it seems like he's looking to see if there's new constellations, but he's just like, he just likes the stars. He's just looking at them as if they're gonna do something, but they're not. They're just kind of sitting there doing star things. Ooh. Let me check something. Well, I already have the one of survival, so... The other one. I'll quickly add that.
But yeah, you guys are able to kind of, again, have, it's 2 weeks to just kind of vibe. The vibes are weird, but not bad. Paris,
Yes.
you are doing stuff, I would presume. What is it you would like to be
Yeah.
doing?
She's either out celebrating, she's trying to research more into apparently the fucking dragon that isn't. Hold up, I gotta remember the fucking town.
Dragonsby.
Dragonsby.
Oh, Dragonsby, I'm a fucking idiot, duh. In Dragonsby. Or if he's still in town, she's potentially hanging out with Victor. Or she'll just drag Aurelius around.
Aurelius is
Look,
forging.
If Aurelius is not forging, he's trying to acquire a journal.
You'd be able to get it first day.
Yep. So he's using it to take notes in the like while smithing.
Mm-hmm.
And he has another one just for himself. But he already had the one for the one-handed swords shit. Now he's got 2 more. And one's just to allow himself to breathe and think things through.
Yeah.
So,
Or else she would also be writing letters. Or she would be using letter. Thief Bean can transport it to fucking Wizard Man. Poor man. If he can, then she's probably at least writing 1 or 2 letters, like 1 each week.
Okay.
But that's really all she's doing.
Roll an investigation check.
Boy.
You're able to actually get some information.
Oh.
Looking through some of the logs and such, there is actually bits of information that you're able to glean, partly due to the fact that during part of it, Evictus actually starts kind of chatting Like, not intentionally. You realize that pretty quickly. It's more of the idle chatter of someone who's like, ugh, can people please stop forgetting the dates of this kind of shit?
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh,
She
Kendall.
she mentioned it in voice chat.
Ugh.
Yeah. She having a
was
hard time
falling
focusing,
asleep.
so she
Falling
won't go
asleep.
sleep.
That's understandable.
Right.
She did have a cutoff of 11, but we'll this is mostly just wrapping up downtime stuff and doing a little bit more RP stuff, not anything too heavy that she'll miss. And I can message her about what Artemis will get.
Okay.
So, as I was saying, Evictus is just kind of chattering every now and then, like people can't get the dates right, and oh come on, it's not that hard to remember that the giants had it out for the dragons and the dragons had it out for the giants because they were both pains in each other's asses, and then they were pains in everyone else's asses, so people fought back and they fought back and they fought back, and it's big. Have you heard about the wars? Oh god, they were majestic, glorious, violent, and so fucking stupid. Never seen people look more foolish than watching them fight.
I've actually never heard of these, so this is some new information.
Remember how there's a whole Forgotten Age bullshit thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why, as far as I remember, giants found a way to get the drop on dragons, only to find that while they were doing that and actually really damage them, the dragons had been attacking the elves because they were working with the giants to attack the elves.
Of course.
And the elves had no idea what was going on. But when they were being attacked, the dragons were in the sky, whatnot, the giants were on the ground, so the elves did the only thing they knew what they could do at the time was either one, run away, or two, well, hit the giants. It was catastrophic for all sides. Ah, so much blood.
To gleam over the fact that you said catastrophic and not catastrophic.
Is that how you pronounce that? I'm fucking with
Keep it
you.
alive. Oh. Good lord.
What's the stat for
Depends on
I'll
what
ask
it's
later.
stated. Yeah, no worries.
All right.
But look, if there's a dragon in that area is not super dense forests or anything like that, not jungle-like, but at the same time, it's probably close enough to it that you probably find something that'll be akin to either copper or too far inland for it to be bronze. Green, yeah.
I was
don't
told
think
it was a
swampy
green.
enough. Oh, it's green? Oh! Then they're probably manipulating the politics of Dragonsby for their own amusement. That's what green dragons do! That's what they enjoy! They love making changes to politics and shit over a course of a couple of years and then just leaning back and watching their work after they take a 10-year nap.
You know, surprising amount to this.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Too worried about it. I'm more curious.
I've seen a lot of shit.
I do have a question that most likely you'll despise. With every fiber of your being. What do you remember of your old life? Is that my answer?
Don't worry about it.
I was more curious about something. Genuine curiosity, not something to mock you with.
I remember enough.
Our entire family line obsessed with paladin? Being paladins, rather? Seems so hereditary, I have to ask.
You got more of my side of things, let's just put it that way.
Ah, so I am more like you. Lovely.
Did you expect it to be anything less?
No, I've been seeing more and more where I get it from, or rather... Wait a minute. That means you're from my mother's side. I just processed this.
I don't care which side I'm from. Just know that I'm in the vein of it.
Oh, I find this funny, because if you're from Mom's side, that means that I get my temper from you, technically.
You get your temper from yourself.
Could call bit of column A, bit of column B, either way. I just find it funny. Come on, let's get out of this dusty library. Let's see if Aurelius threw himself back into the ocean.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
Hello, everybody.
But that will also mean that you did gain a little bit of information and knowledge about green dragons, specifically, as part of your downtime. Aurelius has been learning about how to use smith tools.
He's also, like, probably... It seems like every night he'll, just go to a spot on the, around the outer walls, looking over the ocean, and just staring up at the stars with a little lantern and just start writing. And then after, like, maybe 2 hours, he'll go back and go sleep.
Okay.
Just some wholesome downtime shit.
Of course.
This man needs to learn how to breathe.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Fidget is reading.
For the amount of books she would need to keep herself busy for the 2 weeks, how much money did she spend?
Honestly, probably in the realm of, if you bought a couple books, probably like 50 gold.
I mean, if you want, you could borrow some of Serenity's, but I don't know if you'd be into the subject matter.
Aurelius will probably make a few recommendations from when he was a child that he really liked.
She would have. This is when she went to the bookstore with Maxim on her date.
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it.
But if anyone notices her reading, it is not children's books.
No,
No, meaning that she doesn't need the pictures.
No. I know, and I'm so proud of her. But my brain default went, yes, so now I actually can assault you with the romance books.
What makes it better? Does anyone stop by and talk to Fidget when she's reading?
Absolutely.
Probably, yeah.
Bruh!
You notice that on her locket chain is the ring she used to read.
Okay, so I'm so sorry for the next 2 minutes of Fidget's life.
Okay.
So the door was like opening normally, it was fine. Serenity saw it and then it was slammed the rest of the way open. You
Couldn't even hear a microphone cut you off.
don't God damn it. She just like slammed the door the rest of the way open and went, "You don't need the ring!" Just like really high pitched.
Yeah, no. Just kind of happened one day.
She moves up to Fidget. She has her arms out. She stops, looks at her, kind of like takes in different angles, and just looks at her with the face and just like, "Help me."
Do you look at the book she's reading?
Yes.
It's not in common.
The stars are visible. The stars are visible. Fuck it. She just hugs her.
Fidget is like, hey, it's not how you think, okay? It's not how you think.
What do you mean it's not how I think?
Patron got tired of waiting for you guys to teach me how to read.
No, I'm sorry. All I could think was of Victus's levels of, patience. Think of it.
He said that after some thought, after I chose not to fight last time, that he appreciated my decision and wouldn't want me to fight in all fights. But in return for a little something extra from him, he can decide some of the fights I take.
I mean, half the time you're in them anyway, so it shouldn't be too awful.
Some fights we don't technically need to do.
It's real. It's not the face. Okay, so when I say like her eyes kind of roll, it's not a case of like, oh god. It's more of the eye roll of like, my bad.
I fight out of necessity, Serenity. I don't fight because it's fun.
I'd imagine at this point you just hear Aurelius like, I fight because it's all I know how to do properly most of the time. I'm so tired.
If I answer any of this with my own rebuttal, all of you will stare at me like I'm a freak of nature.
You have fun.
You are a freak of nature.
Serenity,
Excuse you!
It's very obvious that you have fun fighting.
It's not a bad thing.
No,
When
but
you
it's
enjoy
very
the-
obvious.
When you enjoy the burn and the sting of wounds, it is a little bit weird.
It's just who
It's-
you've always been. To me, at least.
The reason why father was fine with me doing hard work. Mother was exceptionally upset when she found out that I was herding cows. Either way. Wait, she just looks back at Aurelius. When did you sneak your way in here?
Sneak?
You see Bellador just like, he got away. Reaches out, grabs Aurelius. You're going to rest.
I have been. Okay, these are my friends. I think you might know them, Velinor. I don't
Yeah,
know
you're
what
one
gives
of
me
them,
this
Velinor.
idea, but I care about my friends and want to be around them. Maybe this is me relaxing and chilling out. You think about that, big guy?
Oh, ass back in the bed. Actually, Aurelius, I wanted to ask you a question.
What flavor?
Pie.
Relaxation flavor?
Aurelius will just flop onto the ground of Fidget's room. Alright, just go on.
I wanted to ask if you wanted to go on a walk with me tonight, you absolute git.
Aurelius will kind of like lift his head. Give me like 30 minutes to lie down.
It won't be nighttime until a couple hours.
I think he's gonna take a nap on my bedroom floor.
Look,
Do you want me to carry him away?
floor is
No,
comfy.
I don't mind the company.
Got it.
Floor is comfy, and I like this one a lot. He says, pointing at Fidget. This one taught me how to do things with the sword, but I want to fucking throw some ideas out for different sword designs.
Did you
And like,
did you remember that you gave a design to the collective to help you with?
yeah, I did.
Did you
Did you check
It
on
is
it
great.
ever?
I've been working a lot. I didn't exactly have the time.
She closes her book and kind of just stands there going, Aurelius, would you like me to go check on it for you?
I'm not gonna ask you to.
Would you like help standing up so you can go with me?
I need a nap, man.
Come.
My bed. She like goes to her bed and throws a pillow at him as well as a blanket. And goes,
Thank you.
Serenity,
like-
you want to go with me to go check on this weapon thingy he kept talking about a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago?
Yeah, sure. Well, no, you made sure he didn't have a concussion of some kind, yes?
I didn't throw the pillow that hard.
Not from you. Not from you. Just when he came in here.
Oh, woe is me. I have been wounded by the fluffy ballista.
Do you want me to
she'll
comment?
She'll go back into her room, and I'd like to think that she could like ask for like one of those weighted blankets. So she pulls the one off
Extra
of.
fuzzy.
So she pulls the one off of Aurelius and drops the weighted blanket on his chest.
Oh. You know what? I'd say I deserve that.
You
But
did.
that's just cruel.
You're
No, you
welcome.
deserved every second of that.
Now take a nap.
You wound me.
Velenor, keep an eye on my room, please, so he actually sleeps.
I'm not gonna take anything.
We don't think you're going to
Except
take
maybe a
anything.
nap.
Yeah, a nap is good. We are afraid you're going to jump out the window again.
For a third time.
Why don't you just close the window and put the blinds down so I don't...
Fidget does, and the room is pitch black.
That's why.
You see,
You can't see anything.
No, hear me out. Parts of Aurelius is glowing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I'm a little nightlight. Night.
I'm an awful person because my immediate thought is like the underside of Serenity's hair does actually glow.
Right.
Oh.
Fidget, feeling out of place, pulls her hood up and just glowing red eyes.
Okay, that is cool. Next time we need to intimidate someone, I'm just gonna get you to do it.
Smartass. I've had this since the trial began.
He
Oh
has.
no, I've never seen that in my life.
You helped somebody who looked just like this get through town.
Yeah, I distinctly remember that, but more importantly, I haven't seen it in pitch black darkness before. And
Yeah,
that's
remember?
a different vibe.
Do you remember how much shit you gave me about wearing black and trying to be stealthy?
Yeah, well, look at me now.
I don't think he
Yeah.
remembers breakfast, Fidget.
This is true, but he gives me shit about wearing black.
I mean, it
Look,
works well.
I'm gonna give everyone a little bit of shit for a little bit of something.
Don't worry, I'll
Karma
give you.
nature.
Don't worry, I'll give you shit for how many times you've jumped out the window or into the ocean.
Anyways,
look.
you nap. No, Fidget will push gently Serenity out of the room and close the
Fine,
door.
fine.
While Aurelia starts talking, she just closes the door on him.
Ah, the loud noises wound me.
I'm gonna go
Go
back
lower.
in there. She's just looking at Fidget.
No, she lowers her hood and goes, "Come on, let's go find out and see if there's any. If they actually needed to talk to somebody, and Aurelius fucked over actually having his chance of this weapon idea.
It's fine. If he did, we can always talk more to him.
Aren't we leaving soon?
Yes, but you and I, of a certain persuasion.
I do have apparently some social standings here in the collective. It might help. And she'll walk with Paris down to the weapon makers.
The workshop, yeah.
Easy enough. And they're working on a few different things. Mostly, again, either practicing with them or checking to see if the balance and whatnot. You see Crazy off in a corner, just has one. He's just don't worry, if I figure this out. And he just holds it up, and you see he has a slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
You know the fork point where it meets in the middle. Where,
Yes.
where you have right above your hand.
Uh-huh.
Right.
there he
The
has
Y.
it. Yeah, the Y. Yeah, the point of the Y. There's a
Yeah.
little bit that sticks out a little bit further away and up a little bit, and he seems to be trying to use it almost like iron sights, but for a slingshot. And it's very clear with each shot, he's like, I gotta adjust this here. Try it again. Thump. Nope. Adjust this here.
Okay. I'm gonna ask if I can make a reference to one of my other characters.
Which character?
Are you
Out of character.
Are you
Just-
talking? I'm thinking
Victor.
it might be. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I guessed as much, but I wanted to,
Yeah.
Sure.
A
Just a reference.
yeah. I know that elves are rare, so I won't make him a half elf like he is canonically, but I like the thought that he kind of goes up to Crazy, takes the gun out of his hand,
It's a slingshot.
and slingshot, whatever, and just like fires a few rounds, and he's like, okay, so main thing, you're gonna need to adjust it 3 degrees to the left to make it more accurate. Yep. And it needs a bit more power to it, otherwise it's not gonna make it through that metal sheet.
I'm not trying to get through the metal sheet until I get the sights done. The whole point is they start bickering off.
Well,
on
you
the
can
side.
do both at the same time.
I'll get there when I get there. But
This is why we can't have nice things.
you're able to go down, and there is
Wait.
a the one of the crafting ladies sees you guys and kind of leans forward. Welcome back. How can I be of assistance?
I believe that one of my hammers had a design he sent down here to see if you guys would be able to make.
Right.
Wolfsbane?
Wolfsbane. Yes, I remember him. Cute kid.
Is it the same one who
It's the
said
same
that
one.
she'd break him?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she just kind of grins, kind of going, yeah, Ember thought the same thing.
Multiple people have, really.
Has she kept
this
him
is-
well
yeah.
behaved?
Between Ember and she points behind her, and this one, they're trying.
Bah!
But not succeeding.
Oh no, I'm trying to make him worse. The stupider he acts, the cuter he becomes.
Oh, it has nothing to do with how stupid or how cute. I'm asking if he's well behaved.
No,
No.
but that's the fun of it.
You're right. So,
She just great.
out of character, what was the design again?
It was the sword that turned into a polearm, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. It like later on, I'll make it a great sword that turns to. But for the moment,
Yeah.
it's just a long sword that extends into a pole arm.
Right. It was a little harder to do with the desired effect, but technically speaking, picks it up, slides it over to you. I think we got the job done. And it is basically just the blade does have a slight bit of a curve at the top, but that's so that part of the back of the blade has like two latches that have a trigger towards the bottom, where it has not one but two grips. The second grip being for the rest of the pole arm.
Mm-hmm.
As you can kind of, you see that she grabs it and she twists the handle, and you can hear the pop pop of the two latches unlocking as she turns and whips the handle down so that it becomes the pole arm, slides her hand down the length of it, and swings it forward to demonstrate. Then she snaps it back, and you hear another pop as she pulls on it lightly to move it back into place, resetting it. Turns over her hand slowly, looks over at you.
I mean, I knew that the boy had some bit of brain in that head of his.
We had to extrapolate from his ideas. I'm not saying they're
Alas,
his idea
Last
was
I
bad.
heard, the paper got wet, so the fact that you were able to figure out anything from the sketch.
He was so
My hat's off to
excited
you.
and he rambled about it so much, I was able to figure out what he meant.
That's good. She'll take the sword and kind of spin it just a bit as a long sword, going, I think he'll be very appreciative of this.
I should hope so, indeed.
He'd be
What-
as giddy as a schoolgirl over this.
What does the, what do we owe you?
Oh me, we'll get to that eventually. No worries.
It's more, do you deal in money or do you deal in favors?
I deal in favors, although I will say, do make sure he knows that I enjoyed making this.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be very happy once he wakes up from the nap we're forcing him to take. Just lets that linger.
Poor man.
On that note, I think that'll actually be a good point to end the session on. Just so we don't go too deep into actually preparing for heading to Dragonsby and leave poor Artemis behind.
I got one more thing just to see Fidget's reaction to it, if you don't mind.
Oh?
She's gonna tap Fidget. I need you to follow me, will you?
Of course, and she'll go with Serenity.
I need your opinion on something. And yes, I know typically fashion is not your thing, but this is your type of fashion. So...
Let me
I mean-
curious.
Okay. So, while I was going around after the entire "a god has been christened in the ocean right next to the city" issue, I picked up an outfit. I'm just gonna send it to you, Mary.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, please, I would like to see.
So, like, change into it, come out. What do you think?
Well, look at you, Serenity. You're embracing black.
What did I know was the first thing you were gonna say? I saw it, and I liked it. I liked the first specifically. But
I will say this. It looks good on you, and it doesn't emphasize anything quote-unquote spooky. If anything, it just makes you look more like a badass. And you already did, and you were doing that in a white fucking dress.
you can actually see her cheeks turn slightly more red. I certainly appreciate that. I wanted to surprise him with it. He's dead ass asleep on your floor. So we'll have to wait until he wakes up.
Well, you know where my room is. Just no fucking on my bed.
No! No! God, no! Fucking Zark died from that.
It's like I knew that. In my head, it's like Fidget is little sister energy. She's not gonna say anything wild like that. And then here comes fucking Mary, just like
With the
"Alright,
steel
motherfucker,"
chair.
just like as blunt as possible, like in the back of my head. And I'm dying over here.
I understand that
Watches people.
I understand that we have some issues, but I do it mostly to fuck with you. I have some standards. I'd like to think.
No, really, it's Serenity. I am giving you shit.
Look, okay, sometimes I can't tell because I know some people look at me and think, wow, she's really fucking... I don't know what's the word? Loose? I don't fucking know.
You're
I don't-
actually not. See, that's the thing, Serenity. I've spent enough time with all of you to figure out what's the real you and the version of you want everyone else to see.
Fair enough. She, like, starts to say something and then it's just like, fine.
And I know that as wild as you may seem, it's more for you to get a reaction out of people than how you actually are.
I mean, I don't know. She kind of looks out the door. I saw Valinor and it became a problem.
Okay, to be fair, I think the family just has those genes because you saw me with Tank.
She looks to the side, and it's like very clear that she's thinking something before she just shakes her head no.
Oh, come on, I'm not as prudish as I used to be.
I mean, he did mention that he had several other siblings.
I believe it. I'm just looking at the one.
I know you. I'm just curious if they all carry that gene, what they all look like.
Well, I'm pretty sure Tank might be going with us because as my shadow, he has to keep me safe.
So we have the
So-
brothers now protecting the group.
And there is the possibility that we might meet the family if they're with us.
I'm both excited and horrified because I don't know what the family's more like, Velinor or Tank.
Depends on what parent.
Ah. Oh, that sounds so familiar and I hate it.
The sad thing is I look like my mom. I'm like my dad, unfortunately.
Neither of my parents are blonde.
Huh?
Neither of my parents are blonde.
Yeah, something tells me that the darker hair is more you.
Darker.
Your hair gets darker sometimes.
Oh, no, I mean blonde is a basis. It's normally blonde, it's just when I'm beyond stressed.
Okay. Well, you know. To be fair, it really complements the skin tone. Now let's go find the fucking paladin and have him ogle over you in that outfit.
I won't say no.
That's what I thought.
Okay, now we can enter there. I just had to show Mary the outfit because I know sort of be like, this is completely black and edgy, Fidget.
It's more of the badass side of things, where Fidget is the tomboy side of things.
Fair enough.
Yours is very feminine.
Here, Don,
Fidget is
also
very
I was
masculine.
waiting.
also it's you, Don. Zark gets to fucking sit and figure out which of the many outfits he sent me I picked.
Look, whichever one it is, I'm sure it's great because I found it.
And on
Do not
that
challenge
note,
my fashion sense.
on that note, I'd say that that'll be a good point to end on. So, that was fun.
I'm excited to go to Dragonsby, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fidget has a way to get there instantly.
Yes.
Don't tell me these things.
No, it happened in session
Yeah.
where Beth gave
Oh,
her the
yeah.
transportation thing
Yeah.
that is attuned to Dragonsby.
Yeah. Make it real easy. Make it simple. Make it sample.
Yay!
I'm
We
excited
can
because I know what I'm.
travel between fucking bonfires now.
God damn it.
Only places that is collective attunement that can be put to this
Yeah.
thing.
I figured as much. I'm just being a little bit of a dick.
So I
Speaking
think
of, I
right now
started-
it is only Molten Hold and Dragonsby that she can go between right now.
Molten
That's
Hold, Dragonsby, and Wavebreak at this stage.
Yes,
Wave
those are the
Breakers.
only three that she
That's
can
still
go
pretty
between.
impressive.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which from Wavebreak you can go to Landfall, and from Landfall you can go to Amber, because you guys have the
Okay.
tower.
This is true.
You guys go into the tower, you can kind of just go, okay, now we're just going to go, whoop, and we're going to now be in Amber. Because
Yeah,
of the dice
found it.
towers.
Did I get any
So-
letters?
Yes. We will discuss them later.
Eee.
But
Alright,
on
so
on that note, for those who are watching on Twitch, thank you so much for watching with us. It is always a delight to have you. And if you're new, we're 57 episodes in. I do post these on YouTube. Unfortunately, sometimes I am but one individual doing my best to maintain the YouTube side of things. Sometimes shit happens and the audio quality just goes as apparently I just did not have audio quality last time. I'm sorry. But we do our best. We have fun. It's great spending time with everyone here. For those who are on YouTube, we do stream these on Mondays around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The general consensus is that we're going to be doing this every 2 weeks until the end of the holiday season, because holidays go burr, as everyone knows. So many holidays, working us 55-hour weeks, because 11 hours, 5 days, and we're having okay amounts of work.
Ugh,
Yes. No.
it's time to eat corporate.
Yeah, but we'll get through it. Eventually, we'll go back to doing it every week if we can. That'd be great. But obviously, as with Kendall having soup for brain, that's just kind of how it is. But until next time, thank you again for being here with us and for getting to enjoy the copious amounts of bullshit and silliness, as well as getting to see me portray a little bit of one of my characters getting that special treatment of godhood in this world. Karkaro is very fun.
I will say that it's nice to have sessions where we are just like chilling and vibing after intensity.
Oh yeah.
So it is very much appreciated. And also, what a fucking introduction to a god.
Hikaru is fucking badass.
That is style.
Krakens,
You know what I'm like.
dragon turtles, massive snapping turtles,
And what?
megalodons, and potentially other leviathans that you didn't see rising to the surface of the ocean to look towards the sky as the new god of leviathans was basically having a conversation with the god of the ocean, being like, I am here to help carry your burden. Cool. What do you want?
Don't give me a dragon turtle. Give.
What do you mean, gib?
Give me pig meat.
The only thing that would have made it cooler is if Torg came down, like playing his guitar. But, that doesn't fit at all.
it doesn't. No.
Being fair,
But
though,
anyways.
it was seen by a bard, which means that a ballad is certainly going to be traveling its way inward, because that didn't just happen where you are, that happened across the ocean.
Across the probably eastern seaboard.
No, the entire ocean.
Every kraken, every dragon turtle, all of them came to the surface to go, what the fuck am I smelling?
It's like we have a new person we report to. Okay.
Mouse!
Dad?
It's like I helped build one of the fucking turtles that was bowing down to Kakaro.
I want one.
They are apex predator snapping turtles of the ocean, and it is one of those things where it's just like, oh no. They're great.
Anyways.
Thank you all for coming out, watching, sniffing our noses, I guess.
Sniffing our what?
This is a new one.
Thank you all so much.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Well, I really appreciate it. I can't speak for everyone else here.
I do too.
Eat your legs.
I really, I just love gaming with this group. I really do.
Same.
Let us know if you want to hear us reminisce and talking about the earlier sessions, because if that's something people want, I'm happy to just like go back through and and talk about it.
Because there was a lot of good stuff to bring up and just discuss, but that will be for another day. So thank you all so much for coming out with us. We hope you all have fantastic weeks. We hope you have fantastic days. We hope you have a fantastic holiday. And until next time, we are WhatTeamComp. We'll catch you all later. Bye-bye!
Bye.
I am in your garden.